Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. I guess I'll address the elephant in the room and say that no 100-pound metal does not float, as described in this book. Now that that's out of the way, let's enjoy some great stuff. Behemoth. This is the 2015 novel by author and friend of mine, Michael Cole. It is also his first book published with Severed Press. And in general, the plot. Strange occurrences have been occurring around Mako's Ridge, namely Mako's Point. Is it Mako's Ridge or Mako's Point is the peninsula, or is Mako's Point the area, Mako's Ridge the peninsula? Research, Brian! Boats have been disappearing, people have gone missing, namely fishermen, and even a Coast Guard scuba diver is attacked and supposedly devoured by a tentacled beast. It is only a matter of time until the truth comes out. This was a decent book that reminded me a lot of The Beast from 1996. Not Peter Benchley's Beast, which came out in 1991. I have read that, but The Beast, in particular, the movie, really struck a chord with me, and this reminded me of that a lot. Like a lot. The only thing that stuck out like a sore thumb was kind of the writing. Now, like I said, this is Cole's first book, and it is not bad per se, it's just a bit wordy. It didn't flow as well as Cole's later books would, and still do. Especially the scenes of dialogue, which could count as a paragraph in of themselves far too often. A little over 1/3 of the book has words repeated way too many times. Also, the grammar is a bit shoddy at times, I noticed. It needed better editing. I've seen some reviewers abandon this book because of that, and the 100-pound metal floating on top of the water. It's a small mistake-ish. Which, on a side note, you shouldn't review, let alone give a rating to a book that you haven't finished. DNF does not stand for do not finish, it stands for did not finish. So if you do not finish, do not rate the book, and then tell people not to read it. Mr. Cole said he stopped around page 70 and then waited a few years to come back to it and finish it. So just hold on, his writing style does improve greatly. They did in those few years. Even reading it a second time around, I noticed that. For the characters, we have Rick Napier, who is a fisherman with a degree in marine biology. He is now struggling for money without a real paying job. I honestly forgot why he stopped teaching, but it wasn't too important to the overall story, so I'll let it go. It's handled better in Behemoth 2 with another character, so I'll give it a pass for that. But for this, Lisa Thompson is a redhead with an attitude, who becomes blonde in the sequel. She has that attitude that she deserves to have an attitude, though. She was Rick's old flame and got dumped by him because he wanted to go out with someone else, and he married her. She also witnessed a fellow Coast Guard member get devoured by a tentacled beast. She is facing discharge for her story. So there's a lot of weight on her damn shoulders. But Rick's wife died though, so I guess Lisa will make a nice stand-in. The fact that Rick dumped her for someone else would imply that he was a real jerk, but they were kids in high school. Everyone does stupid shit then. Sheriff Bundy doesn't add too much to the book, which is also handled better in the sequel with the other sheriff. He does add a level of authority and levity to a giant sea creature attacking the general area. But that's about it. Dr. Wallach is the creator of the creature. He's a mad scientist who made one too many creatures. Plenty for the sequels.
Help me.
Red, Blood Red, is the head of the mercenaries, who are hired by Wallach. He could have been a hell of a lot meaner. Instead, he's a gruff, raspy-voiced merc, with an understandable demeanor. Basically, he doesn't treat everyone around him like turd nuggets. I was getting kind of annoyed when every character that was saved was begging for the people that saved them to get the hell out of the area. But what do? What's going on? Why do we have to leave? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. A giant crab squid monster is attacking the area. We need to get the frig out of here. It even sounds like a high-pitched eagle call, like the squid from The Beast. Yes, it's a hybrid monster of a crab and a squid, which is actually pretty easy to envision. It could be one of two things: a crab with tentacles or a squid with a crab shell. I don't remember which, but I think either way, that'd be freaking frightening. I think it is the latter with the squid with the crab shell, but I don't know. Mr. Cole's imagination is always one to be impressed by. A crab squid type creature does seem plausible in the realm of sci-fi. It just needs to find a really big shell and then whammo! Crab squid. Congratulations, you got yourself a pet crab squid. You don't want it. Sushi. There are some great moments with this creature. The scene with the characters in the cave, its home, is creepy and prominently featured on the artwork. Beautiful piece. It's quite tense and even shocking. I do wish it were smarter like an actual squid, but I guess some things had to get lost in the mix. Hey, at least Behemoth got a sequel. Something the Beast never got. This leaves room for it. Speaking of the stuff the Beast never really had. The gore! People are sliced, constricted, and decapitated by merciless tentacles, violently and swiftly munched on by the beak of the squid. And there's some more. It's not Mr. Cole's craziest or goriest, but it does have some goodies. It delivers on the carnage. I love how Mr. Cole can create believable hybrids that would work in terms of physicality and body structure. For the potential film score, you kinda have to have Don Davis, who composed not only Jurassic Park 3, but The Beast. If he did the music for a movie version of this, I would just call it The Beast 2 at that point. He gave that movie a much richer character than it already had, and I think he could do the same with this, if it was made into a movie. I would love to hear a sweeping score that appropriately uses aquatic-sounding instruments, to give it more of a high-seas adventure thrill. Overall, this is one of Mr. Cole's much earlier works. That comes with its own flaws. The grammar and editing, as well as some of the decisions made by the characters, ignoring the people trying to tell them to get the hell out of there, is a bit annoying. Also, like I keep saying, this does resemble The Beast quite a bit, but it's different enough to be its own thing. I'd say give it a read. While my rating may be low, there's still the fun to be had in this book. It's got a decent pace, graphic kills, and a cool creature. If you're looking for mindless entertainment that is actually a bit smarter than you might think, give this a read. Overall, I give Behemoth a 2 out of 5. You've been watching Shark House Entertainment. I am Brian Gatto. Make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always, subscribe. I can't do an eagle call, probably because I'm not a bird.